the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach, and it's Women's History Month, y'all. So TAAN TV has been interviewing women all month long. This is the 20th day of Women's History Month, and so we are learning more about the women in our community and across the country. We want to know about the things that they're doing and the history that they're making right now. I'm a living history type person, and so I like to find out about people's history from maybe back as far as their childhood and what led them to do what they're doing today and beyond. And so, without further ado, I am proud to announce that we have a phenomenal young lady. She's going to tell you a little bit at first about what she does, who she is, where she's from, all of those good things before we start the interview. So, hey,
Hello.
Ty, how you doing?
I'm all right. Not too bad.
That's
My name's Ty. She just said I'm from Louisiana, and we have a nonprofit for feed the homeless. And of course, eventually we want to be able to proceed, process back that further than that. I'm sorry. So that's pretty much it. Is a group of us that get together as often as we can since we don't have any funding right now to go downtown or wherever around San Antonio to feed the homeless and provide them hygiene bags. And when it's cold, we do blankets as well, socks. For the most part, again, whichever was in our reach is what we're able to do based on how much we have and donations.
okay. That's awesome. So what brings you to San Antonio? How long have you been in San Antonio?
Roughly after Hurricane Katrina, my parents came
Okay.
out here, so we followed behind them.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So that's awesome. I've met, quite a few people from Louisiana during the Katrina time, and had an opportunity to work with a lot of the kids through an elementary school that we volunteered with. So before you moved to San Antonio and before Katrina, what did you do in Louisiana?
I was real young, so I was a bad child. Kept my
Ah,
parents on their toes and chased behind my brother. I
okay.
most of my child, well, I grew up. It was kind of like a balance. Again, I was young after Katrina. I was still young, so I grew up. It was like a bounce between the two. So most of my childhood was at home, then in San Antonio. But
Okay.
everything, far as adulthood, was out here.
Wow. So how old were you when Katrina hit?
I'm not telling them people my age. I was 13.
13. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you came here, you went to straight to middle school.
Yeah, I was already in middle school. Yes.
You were already in middle school. Okay.
hmm
Okay. So
I went
what?
to Kings on the east side.
You went to where?
Kings on the east side.
Okay. Okay.
hmm
So what was it? What was the difference? What was it like going to school in Louisiana and compared to going to school here in San Antonio?
Out here, it was a little slower than at home. Everything is fast paced out there, and then we
Okay.
was more close knit. It was like a culture shock, like the switch between coming from Louisiana to Texas, and then we was always around our family. So to be
Hmm.
separated, everything was brand new. So it was adjustment.
Wow. So
hmm
so when you first came to San Antonio, did y'all have to go through? I know I visited. Um, uh, I know they had housing and a shelter at Windsor Park Mall at the time, and so I would
hmm
go there to visit some of the people from Louisiana and met. I like kids, so at that
hmm
time I went to visit some families and talk to some of the kids. So, did y'all have to stay in any housing when you first moved from Louisiana?
No, we was in a hotel. So by the
Oh,
time we
okay,
came, my parents got out here first. So by the
okay,
time we came out here, they was already transitioning from I think it was Cadillac at the time,
okay,
and
okay.
then it
Yeah.
was moving them to a hotel. So we got lucky to avoid the shelter and end up in a hotel.
Wow. So,
hmm
what did your parents do in Louisiana?
My daddy worked for the city, and my
Okay,
mama was a cook.
okay. And
hmm
so they came here first, and then do you have other sisters and brothers or
Yes,
siblings or
I do
okay,
have siblings. Some of them out here, a couple of them out here, Atlanta and Louisiana.
okay, okay.
hmm
So did they transition to San Antonio, or they went to different places after Katrina?
Again, some of us came out here, not all of us, because my mama have children and my daddy have children. So my
Okay.
mama children was together out here,
Oh,
and
okay.
eventually went to Atlanta. And my daddy children is in Louisiana still. They went back home.
Okay. So how your other siblings that came here, are they younger or older?
I'm the baby on both sides, so they older than me. But they
Okay.
know don't tell me what to do. I'm the oldest.
Oh, usually the baby is.
I'm the baby, but I'm the oldest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how it is in our family. The baby thinks she's the oldest, but
hmm
she want to be the baby when it's convenient.
When it's convenient.
Yeah.
Yep, squirrel. That's how I
so
go.
so now you've been in San Antonio since 2005, because that's when Katrina
Pretty
hit.
much. We came maybe a year or two after, not too far
Okay.
after, but we came after that. So you can say since then, 20 years, it's close
Wow.
to. hmm
Okay. So how do you like San Antonio?
It's
Uh,
comfortable. I prefer it to live here versus at home because it's a little more safer and comfortable, but
mm-hmm.
not home. You can never get away from home fully.
Wow. So you um, um, I don't know. You didn't really experience homelessness when you came to San Antonio, right?
No,
Wow. So you now have an organization, a nonprofit called Slim's Angels. So I want to ask you two questions about that. How did you come up with the name, and why is it so important to you to take care of the homeless?
the name come from my mother. It's my mother nicknames. So
Okay.
she was always welcoming, giving that
Hmm.
nature in her. Whether she knew you or not, she was going to feed you. And
Wow.
you know how some people be like, "Well, I don't eat from strangers." Yeah, she wasn't taking no from her answer.
Wow.
So the name was to honor her. She passed in 2016 or whatever,
Oh
and
wow.
her
Okay.
giving nature as well. So why I'm so passionate about it is we get so wrapped up in life to well, we fail to realize when we start doing better, it's there other people that haven't evolved further in life and they're still, in certain situations that we can be in till today. So a lot of times I see homeless people laying around cold, whatever the case may be. You just see cars
Hmm.
driving past people at fast food restaurants getting food. Somebody's sitting in the parking lot hungry and they just pull off.
Hmm.
We're not responsible to look after others, but it'll be nice if we do. So it hurt me to pass up somebody when I know I'm capable. Even if I don't have it, I remember just scraping change out my cup holder. I'd rather, be able to help somebody else than drive past them. So
Wow.
that's pretty much where I come from. So it's really heartbreaking to see how much people are hurting and a lot of people are in situations and they don't do anything about it.
Wow.
So whether big or small, I try. And that's where Slim's Angels come in, that it was just random. So Sam Austin Group, Sydney, I randomly called him because I knew he was into starting up businesses.
Hmm.
Just like the drop of a dime, the name came to my mind. I'm like, I think I should start a nonprofit because we had just went fed the homeless, and it wasn't enough. So I always get this rush, like we need more. In our room, telling my auntie, "Come on, let's go to McDonald's, let's go get pizza or something." She was like, "Calm down, it's okay, we gonna come back." But it wasn't enough because they still had people out there hungry. So I
Wow.
told him, like, you know anything about nonprofits? Because it have to be some way to be able to reach more people or whatever. And on my daddy's birthday, November 6th, we set in his business and started the nonprofit. Don't know what now one of us was doing, but here we are.
Wow.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what type business? You say you started it in your father's business. What type business
No,
does
on
he have
his birthday. So the
on his
name is my
birthday?
mama name, and it started on my father's birthday.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
our year made November 6th as the legal name Slim's Angels. It came about November 6th, 2023.
Okay. So,
And
so you,
Slim's Angels, of course, the name again came from my mama nicknames. They
wow.
call her Slim out here in Texas and Angel in New Orleans. So it's
Okay.
like a
So,
combination of the two.
okay. That's pretty
Yes,
cool.
ma'am.
But you were really helping to feed the homeless and doing things before you started your nonprofit, right?
It just wasn't enough. Like I get off, I used to work downtown on San Pedro, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with that area, but you see a lot of homeless in the area. And I remember just going to Pizza Hut and just getting as many pieces as I could buy. Some people say that's dangerous, don't go by myself, but I chanced it, just go drop the pieces off and just go. They never was no problem, ain't trying to harm you or nothing. They just was hungry. And I like to
Right.
see them eating it. They're not trying to throw it on the ground, give it away, anything. They'll sit there and eat it. Just
Wow.
imagine, I always say, just imagine if that was us. We all 1 foot in, 1 foot out can be in
Hmm.
that situation.
Right. And that is us. We
Hmm.
could. But like you said, a lot of people will just walk by. I know
Yeah.
I had an experience just this past summer. I was over on W. White in Houston, and there was a guy that was hungry, right?
Hmm.
So I told him, "Come on in, I'll buy you something." So the guy at the register said, "Oh, he can't come in," and I'm like, "Why?" And they said, "Well, he's causing trouble." I said, "But he has money to buy something,
Hmm.
so why can't he come in? Is that some type of policy where he can't come in?" Well, he bothers people. I said, "Well, he's not going to bother anybody today." So I told him to get what he wanted. And I said, that could be you. That could be me,
Exactly.
be anybody. I said, why are y'all treating him like this? And I said, if you treat him with respect, he might.
Because
You
he's still a person at the end of
know.
the day.
So that man got so much food. He got he got like 3 or 4 hot dogs, coffee, and drinks and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But he was hungry. Um, but the only thing he was picking up stuff with his hand, like the hot dogs and stuff. And I said, you
Uh-huh.
got the tongs before do that. Use
Uh-huh.
the tongs. But he was able to eat. And so, I said, y'all shouldn't be, rude to people, just because of the way they look when they come in here.
Exactly. I
And,
remember at the McDonald's I used to work there on what that is, 35 on the east side.
mm-hmm.
And they had this one guy, I ain't gonna call his name. I like saying the same ones because they really be homeless. And he always say, "Come in here at such and such time. I'm gonna get you some food," because they just leave the food up there, throw it away, and they try to
Mm-hmm.
write me up because of that. I take the write up, but I'm gonna do it again.
Right,
If it's
right,
sitting here, y'all gonna just throw it away. I know somebody that could eat it.
right. And they shouldn't have to dig in the trash can to get it.
Exactly. For something that y'all have fresh, just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I got a lot of trouble sneaking them Big Macs off to the man that was on outside.
I've fed a guy that was right over on 35 in Walters, right?
Hmm.
It was a man. He was hungry, and he was outside. And I said, "You hungry?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Come in." He said, "No, they don't want me in there." I said, "Well, you could come in there." I said, "Order what you want,
Hmm.
and I'll pay for it." And when he came in, they said, "Oh, you can't come in here." And I said, "He's somebody's paying for it.
Hmm.
He can
He's a
come in
paying
here.
customer.
He needs to let him get what he wants." And he said, "Well, I'm not gonna eat it in here because they don't want me in here." I said, "You just paid for it, so you can eat in here."
Hmm.
But no, they didn't want him. They come up to me, "You okay?" And I said, "I'm fine. I'm fine."
Is no harm to you at all.
So he bought something for his dog and everything. So and then they gave
They
me my
keep their dogs close.
yeah. Well, that's their friends. That's their
Uh-huh.
so this is a phenomenal thing that you're doing. So is this the only thing that you do in terms of Slim's Angels? Is that the only thing that you do?
I
Is
really know, but that's I would love for it to be the only thing I do right now. So as a full-time job, I work for the city, public
okay,
transportation.
okay, okay.
So I'm a supervisor over there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Hmm.
awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
You should be proud of yourself. So
Thank you.
when do you have time to go out and feed the homeless?
We
Is there
make
stuff?
time. So we try right now. We can only maybe afford every month or two, something small. We have an event coming up now on the 22nd, actually Saturday, and we got enough donations to be able to do at least 150 plates and
Wow.
about 100 hygiene bags. But
Okay.
we try on a weekend on Saturdays, and I don't really care to go on Saturday because everybody be out, but we still go. Most people
Mhm.
days are off. They help me. They're off on Saturdays, so that's like our general day. But sometimes even at random, if it's just 50 plays I make and someone to help me during the week, just go out there before I go to work because my shift now is 11:30. So we
Wow.
do it in the morning, like at 9, 10, right before I go to work.
Wow. So they
So we
get
just find
breakfast in.
time.
So what areas of town do you provide these services?
All over. So we'll ride around and look for as many as we can. And if we have enough left over, we just take it downtown. we used to start downtown, but we realized everyone go downtown, and it's not fair to the other, the ones that are spread out outside of downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So we go around San Antonio. Once we can't find any more, we go downtown, right there by East Houston and like Central Plaza, that big by the jail area.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just a lot of people everywhere
It
that
is,
are hungry. A lot of
and
families.
it's growing faster and faster. The first big one we did was December 2023, like when we first got our name. We did
Mm-hmm.
the warming bags, and we did at least 150 plates. And when I tell you they went so fast,
Wow.
we looked up like, where did all these people come from?
Hungry, shoot.
Yes,
And it's,
ma'am.
it helps a lot of things. It cuts down on, crime because people, if they're hungry,
Hmm.
they're gonna find a way to get something to eat. I
Exactly.
I know I would.
As you
If
should.
you're hungry, you gotta get something to eat.
Hmm.
So this is a phenomenal thing that you all are doing, and so I keep up with Sydney with Sam's Austin group, and I saw one day where I think he did your trademark
Hmm.
for
Yes,
your,
ma'am. He did
and
all the people. He set everything up.
I was saying I wonder what Slim's Angels, because I didn't really know what it was, so I was saying I wonder what Slim's Angels is and what it stands for, and then I called him to ask him for some names of some individuals that we can interview for Women's History Month, and your name came up, and so. And y'all, she said she was all nervous and stuff. She's doing fine uh,
Uh-huh.
on this interview. I told her it was just going to be a conversation about, what she does
Uh-huh.
anyway. And so, I'm super excited. So Sydney said, I think he was on here. He said, "Hey, Ty," and then Desi Williams said, "Hi, Ty," and she said she really is the oldest, youngest child. Is that your sister or something?
Oh, you got a live chat probably, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
tell them don't be on that talking mess. I'm the big sister.
I know, right? I think she understands that because she put it up there. So what
I
else do you?
appreciate all the support.
So what else? What else? As far as what does your normal day look like? You work for the city, and so what do you do there?
Oh, so we supervise over. Okay, so you know how they have the bus?
Mm-hmm.
We have the little vans. It's like a smaller version of the bus that go around the city and assist people with dialysis, daycares, and etc. So I
Okay.
supervise the operators that drive the vans. All they did is service, like far as the making sure they schedules together. There's a whole list I won't board you with, but yeah, the main thing is to supervise over the operators.
Wow. So you still, even with the work that you do with the city, it's still kind of helping and supporting people that need
Hmm.
that daily transportation. If
When
they
you
have,
put it that way,
yeah.
I never looked at it like that. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So all of everything that you do is vested in services provided for people in need.
Hmm. And
So
it's crazy because before I was a supervisor, I drove, so I was the one picking the clients up and taking them to the places they had to go.
wow.
So I did that for 6.5 years.
Wow. So you came in as a baby. Now you're all grown up.
Don't make me cry on this show.
Having-
Yes, ma'am. All grown up.
wow.
That's how I
Wow.
was able to come about 20 years later.
That is crazy. So
That is.
you're um, full grown woman now and still remember, what it was like to move here under the circumstances that you moved here, and then
Hmm.
kind of continuing the work
Hmm.
from the services that people probably supported your family with. So,
Hmm.
so that's a big deal. That's a big
It
deal.
is. And San
So
Antonio was a big help. Like they was very welcoming, helping everyone. They was real nice. They didn't mistreat us. Anything when we got out here. We didn't have issues at school. I didn't. I can't speak with everyone because you hear different stories. But I had my brother too. It was always me and him glued to the hip. So I don't know if they ain't mess with me because of him, but I take
I
it.
know, right? Right.
But yeah, everyone was always so nice. And I
Well,
heard how via the public transportation they cater to the Katrina victims a lot as well too. To this day, people still tell me stories about it. How they remember being the ones to pick the people up and take them to shelters. I wouldn't mind doing that. Hopefully, nothing happened like that again. But I'd probably be the first one to sign up to see if I could go drive and help.
wow. Well, good you have the experience and the heart to do it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I visited well, just a bunch of families at when they were at Windsor Park Mall,
Mm-hmm.
and I met this one young lady. I don't know her name. I probably will never see her again.
Mm-hmm.
But she just hung on to me the whole time I was there, and I had just bought this silver bracelet with a heart on it, and I gave it to her. And she just held on to me, and she said, "Don't go. Are you gonna come back and see me?" And I went back, but I
She
didn't
wasn't there.
remember her name or anything. But
Uh,
she has that bracelet. I hope still maybe.
To this day, y'all will always remember each other, though.
Mhm. So this has been a great enlightening conversation. You are phenomenal. You got a great heart. You did very well. Uh,
Thank you. Don't tell the world my business now.
no, no, she told me this was her first interview. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you did it like a pro,
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
you continue to make history. I'm a living history type person, so I like to find out, where people come and follow with them and progress. I think it's important for people to tell their own stories
Hmm.
about what they're doing while they're alive instead of having somebody else tell it, after
Exactly.
you pass away, or just tell it. Period. You need to have a platform to speak for yourself. You're doing great works in the community. I know it makes me proud
Thank you.
to see somebody dedicated to do it. There's a lady, I don't know if you've ever met her. Her name is Stephanie Gray.
Okay, no, I haven't met her.
She owns two daycares, but on Saturdays they cook like about 100 to 200 meals and pass them out too. Um,
Hmm.
so that might be a possible collaboration.
That'd be great.
Where so I'm gonna when we get off, I don't know if I still have her number in my phone, but I can give you her name so you can reach out to her on Facebook, and maybe y'all can do
Okay.
stuff together.
Yes, ma'am.
'Cause she can cook really good, so they have this. I don't know where they prep the meals, but they prep meals. I think maybe once a month,
Hmm.
maybe once a week. I'm not sure, but they do it on the weekends.
Okay.
So maybe it's something that you can do
I
to.
won't be surprised if we saw her down there before, just didn't know her name.
Mhm.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
might have, you probably have. And
Yes, ma'am.
so y'all prep who preps the meals? Y'all do? Y'all cook it?
Yes, so it varies. They have I don't know if you know Miss Crystal. She's a big help. So if I ask her for help, if she's able to, she'll cook for us.
Is
Sometimes I
that
go to.
what is that Crystal with Chicago Bites?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
She's a lovely soul. That was the best introduction out of everyone. When I first met her, I actually met her through Sydney them, and she talked to me and treated me like she knew me forever. So I will always appreciate her. I know she probably like, why is that lady shouting my name out everywhere? We're gonna keep saying it to Miss Crystal, but
Yeah.
yeah, she'll help if we ask her if she's free because she's busy now. And
Hmm.
we'll sometimes prep it if I can go to Sam's if they'll let me. I think I'm banned from now. I bought like 175 hot dogs. They don't want to sell to me again. I'm gonna keep trying
Really?
though.
Really? At Sam's?
We so it was easy, they already wrapped their hot dogs up. So the
Oh,
lady
okay.
just I kept going. She was like, you could do 100. I can. I got some more money. I need 75 more. Y'all could do them. She was like, yeah. So we went. And every time I call, like, can I do more hot dogs? So I get somebody different. It's like, no, you can only do 25. What am I doing
Really?
25 hot dogs? I need 125 at least.
Wow. You
But yeah,
tell her what you were doing? You tell her what you do for 'em?
So it's like I said, I probably got banned. I bought too many at once. I think that's what it was. So I eventually talked to the lady again, and she was gonna try, but when she checked, they told her no, we couldn't do it. So it's
Wow.
okay. We have
Wow.
other outlets. It was just
Yes.
easy doing them. They was pre-rubbed, drop them in a bag with snacks, and have them
Mm.
their cold drinks or their water. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That
it's
is
different ways we get the food set up, but for the most part, we it's just the transporting of it. We have to
mm.
work on getting a bigger vehicle because we do it in our cars. So it take a couple of cars to tow all the coolers and the foods, but we
Oh
make it.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all are committed to this. I
Yes,
really
ma'am.
think that's just phenomenal.
And we have ladies and men that's willing to help us when they're free.
Hmm.
Sometimes we even have security out there.
Wow.
On
Yeah.
my picture, when you go on, I don't know if you went on the website, but the little baby that's handing out the food on the background, that's my nephew. He was our security that day.
Oh wow. How old is he?
He was at the time he was 6, going on 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's really good experience for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When they
Yeah,
that
we like
young,
to
they
bring
really
the
like to
babies.
help. Huh?
We like to bring the babies because my friend baby, he like going. We had him on water duty one day. He took it so serious. Somebody
Mm.
tried to go in the water and give it to the person walking up. He no, that's mine.
That's his job, right? Don't be
Yes,
taking
he was
my job,
serious.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
So we
that's
try to
good.
get the kids to see because a lot, some people the babies are sheltered. So just to see them willing to want to do it
Hmm.
and they comfortable with doing it, I'll be explaining to my little nephew like, don't ever mistreat anyone. You never know people's situations.
Hmm.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, I'm shaking the camera moving.
So, do you know somebody named William Venato?
Troublemaker.
He said, keep up the good work, the great work, Ty.
Thank you. Yeah, troublemaker.
And
Yes,
then
ma'am. Him
Desi,
and Sydney probably together talking mess.
right? So Desi said, you should really be proud of your accomplishments. I know your mom is proud of you.
You said who said that?
So Desi Williams,
Debbie. Thank
yes,
you.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Wow.
She
So
be
this,
helping me when I'm in the kitchen because I don't cook. That's the
oh
only time
really?
I cook. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes,
so you
ma'am.
do cook for your,
Uh-huh.
you
That's
don't
why I
cook
said
for yourself?
sometimes we cook and sometimes we outsource it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So
good.
I'm doing the cooking this time. Pray for me. I'm gonna call my mama.
I know, right? We'll make some peas and rice and some etouffee and all of those New Orleans dishes.
I'm gonna call you about that here. Stop trying to embarrass me on here.
Well, they don't know. They don't know.
Yes, ma'am. I
But
could I could pick you up some good food. I mean, if you want me to serve it like I made it, I got you.
okay, all right. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So this has been a great, great, great conversation. I'm glad that you were comfortable and able to tell us about the things that you do. You have a great heart. Um, you're consistent. You love what you do, and you have people that help, and so that's very, very important. And you're helping people. So it's Women's History Month. You continue to make history. Happy Women's History
Thank
Month,
you so much. Same to you.
and your day is March 20th. And we appreciate all that you do and continue to make history. So
Thank you
you
for having me. I appreciate it.
and you've been tuned in to TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. And Ty, thank you so much for everything that you do.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good
Yeah,
day here.
you too. Bye bye.
Bye.